Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Adam and you're on the Collector Collective. Thanks so much for joining me here again today. So I'm really excited to be here with another legendary, iconic, historic and coveted Barbie, many people's very top of their grail list, Totally Hair Barbie. I've got this one secondhand and I'm filming this one a little bit differently. So the last couple that you would have seen, that would have been because dolls that I had already pieced together, and they would have been dolls that I specifically owned in my childhood or were in my house and owned by me and my siblings, something like that. But I haven't completely pieced this doll together and I don't know how far I'm going to get, as you know, costs for this doll, its outfit, stuff like that are a little bit stupid, to be honest. But I have an interesting sort of history with Totally Hair Barbie. I suppose as a little boy, and having parents that were quite liberal, that allowed me to just be who I was, play how I wanted, and enjoy the things I really liked. By the time Totally Hair Barbie had come out, life had become a little problematic. I had been subject to quite a bit of bullying, which, you know, many young queer people go through, especially when they're, you know, obviously queer. You know, it's just part of life. I couldn't hide it. I couldn't help it. Well, I learned how to hide it, but before then, you know, I was just me. I didn't have to hide behind any kind of a facade. I was open about the things I liked and the toys I played with, you know, which was a mixture of boys and girls toys. But I never really saw a gender to these toys because I had two sisters and an older brother. And although one sister was very focused on traditional girls' toys and that sort of play, and my brother was very focused on boys' toys, but he was never as big of a toy head as what me and my sister, who was only a year and a half older than me, were. But there was pressure from my family and those around me to, you know, butchered up a bit. Like it was, you know, hard to, you know, it got to a point where it was hard for me to ask for everything that I would like, you know, toys, clothes, things like that. I had to mute a massive part of myself and change who I was becoming, actually. And around that time, Totally Hair Barbie had dropped, and Totally Hair Barbie hit the history books and Guinness World Records for the #1 selling Barbie of all time. I do believe she still holds that. I believe she was actually on the shelves from 1992, and being produced for 1.5 to 3 years. I think she went into a second production. But in 1992, when she was released and she was well in my zeitgeist, I was a huge fan of Barbie. And at the same time, Batman Returns had come out and I had started to read comics via way of my older brother, and I really started getting into them. So when I started making murmurs or conversations about the dolls I liked, I was quickly steered away from that. You know, that was a way to protect me from myself, you know, to quote Placebo, protect me from what I want. But I couldn't help it. I couldn't not desire what I desired, but I also couldn't have it. And so I'm really excited to have her. At the time, I was then geared toward my more masculine toy choices, cars, Batman Returns figures, which I had the entire set. Another thing I'm painstakingly trying to put back together, a collection of. And G.I. Joe. And these were freely given to me, and I think in, you know, a conscious slash subconscious way to help wean me away from girls' toys and what was causing me problems in the schoolyard and, you know, social circles. I did have girlfriends, you know, female friends who were into Barbie, and they understood why I liked to play with them, and, you know, they didn't tease or harass me for it, and they freely let me join in on their play. And I remember, you know, coveting the dolls that they had, but never had one of these. Any of the children at my school that had Totally Hair Barbie, including one other boy, I was not friendly enough with to be like, can I brush her hair, please? But I am digressing. So here she is. Now I am delighted that she's got her original earrings and ring. She's got these two puffy hair accessories in there that this is how the doll came, but that is rat's nestville if ever I saw it. As I go through the cleaning process, which we'll take you through, which is similar to the other ones, I'm going to hope there's as little breakage as possible. Much of the hair is already broken. I'm not about to put in the time and effort to reroute the doll. But she is in great condition. She does have that slight leg bend going that access, which is common for the rubber-legged Barbies. She's got silver bits. I guess she must have been in silver pants. I mean, that could have been the second, it could have been any, but I guess she must have been wearing something silver, which is stuck to her. I will try to wash those off. And obviously her dress is not in great condition. Like, I've contemplated the idea of cutting it and sending it to someone who can do this kind of micro sewing job, but the goal is to replace the dress with a better one. Ooh, squeaky. But that's the condition of the doll. Alright, so here she is. I'm going to tear her down, strip her of her dignity, and then get her through a good wash cycle and just hope that we're getting minimal breakage on this pretty much fully intact hair. So, quick warning, she gonna be nude. Alright, so you've been warned. We're about to get her disrobed and get her ready for hopefully what is a miraculous turnaround, because again, I'm so happy to have her. That ain't no good. And so we're over at the sink with Totally Hair Barbie. As you can see, still an utter rat's nest. I did manage to pull her hair accessories out with minimal splitting and damage. Now, I've got an array of products. I would normally kind of wash her body first, especially to try to get those silver bits off, which I think I could scrape off with a nail. But this hair is too much to deal with. It's so limp and frazzled and frail that we got to get that clean and soft. So for a doll, I'll use the John Renew. I use the John Renew, not a sponsored product at all. Fiber Love shampoo for synthetic hair that comes with a conditioner and also a detangler. Now, what I have wonderful results in softening hair up is this clean and rewind treatment and violet toner. I've had amazing results with that in dolls in the past. I don't normally go for a traditional conditioner, but I will be using some of the Dove coconut conditioner because coconut oil is good for kind of everything, synthetic or not. So first step is I'm going to try to reinvigorate the softness before I try to do anything else. So let's go. So I'll be just washing her in quite warm water. Now the sheer weight of that hair soaking up that water is kind of amazing. Just to ensure the other products can take, I gotta get this dirt out of it. Already, that feels much more manageable. Now, we've just got to try to get the hair to separate as much as possible naturally before I start taking a brush or a comb to this of any kind. So I'm using the regular hair conditioner to start the softening process. Okay. So there is already a noticeable difference, but still extremely damaged and dry. I'm going to give her a couple more runs with the regular hair conditioner. Alright, well, it's starting to make a difference, but I'm still not willing to try to get a brush or a comb through that. We're going to go for a hardcore treatment, and I'm going to use this very liberally. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Still super dry. More regular conditioner. A lot of hairs coming out. So I'm going to try to attack some of this horror at the ends. Okay, that's quite a dramatic increase betterness. Now, we do run the risk of staining the hair like you would with any bleach job, although this is synthetic hair, so it's less likely to take on colour or a violet hue. Alright, now that is satisfying work. I can hardly believe it was the same doll. Would you look at that? Oh, all the way through to the bottom. Now it is still really dry, and although that violet treatment does add ultra softness, I can tell you I know now that I'm going to be working on her for a couple of days. But wow, like, just look at that, especially, you know, to what it was when we first reached the sink. Okay, let's try the thinner. Oh, yeah, thin. Okay, we're finding new snags. Okay, now that is satisfying. So what I'm not going to do is I am not going to boil wash her hair because a lot of the natural crimp or the crimp is in there. But I am going to give it another go over with the shampoo, and then I'm going to leave her with the human conditioner in for at least a couple of hours because it is still dry and I am going to continue to see fly away. So we're going to race through that process. A phenomenal difference. This hair is almost perfect. Look how shiny that is. It's still a bit dry. I mean, there was a lot of hair loss, like that much to be exact. Off screen I just gave her about 2 hours with the conditioner to set, and then another violet treatment, but that has just... So the next step is the fibre conditioner. There we go. I've got to adjust where I put my hands. The fibre conditioner, it's pretty straightforward. Apply 3 to 5 pumps to clean fibre, keeping product away from hand-tied knots. Leave in and allow it to air dry naturally. So that's what we're doing. I might be a little bit more liberal than 3 to 5 sprays though. Just a little more. Alright, now she's just going to stand for 24 hours, but knowing me, it'll probably be more like a week. I couldn't have expected this hair to turn out perfectly, but it's turned out almost as good as I'd hoped. I was actually expecting it to maybe be a little bit better, but you know, the few gripes that I have given the original condition of the doll and its hair, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm happy. This is going to be an excellent display item for my collection. I don't know where they're going to live at this stage, whether up here or down in my lounge room, as I do have quite an affinity for this doll, as I started out telling you at the beginning of this video. Now, we're going to have a closer look at the doll and how the hair specifically is turned out. All in all, just getting a Totally Hair Barbie really feels like kind of a full circle moment. It's something that I've wanted in my collection for a very long time. So again, I'd just like to thank you for making it all the way through to the end of this video. We're just going to have further looks at my Totally Hair Barbie in different angles and from different directions, because I'm sure that's what you all would like to see. So again, if you've liked, commented and subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't and you do, thank you very much. I will be replying to as many people as I can, depending on how this goes. So that's all I have to say while we roll out. So thanks again. See you in the next one. Keep collecting. Bye. Right.